Hi, I'm Amitabh Kumar. I'm giving my feedback on the Faculty Induction Oblique Orientation Program conducted by the Teaching Learning Center of the Ramanujan College. The program, sponsored by Pandit Madan Mohan Malviya National Mission on Teachers and Teaching to empower and motivate teachers to enliven their learning. This program, which is in the online mode, has assumed significance in the COVID situation that we are going through. This program has been instrumental in helping the teaching community to equip themselves with the novel methods of teaching. The methods which were supposed to be a distant reality, a distant dream in the pre-COVID atmosphere has now become a reality. It has been said that the teaching pedagogy changes after every 10 years, but with the technological advancement, these changes have now been visible after 5 years. Technologies are making so much progress that we might see changes in 1 year's time. Therefore, the job of the teacher has become much more challenging. They have been now put under the scanner by various agencies. Now they have to perform. Unless and until they perform, they are going to perish. They will be out of the business. So, in order to sustain themselves, in order to perform, and in order to get job satisfaction, they have to keep tune with the time. They have to be techno savvy. They have to learn new technologies that are coming in the field of education. They also have to mend their ways of teaching from giving boring lectures in the classroom to become a teacher as a transformer, as a facilitator, as a co-learner. These are the changes that one has to learn, one has to inherit, and for this, the faculty induction program of the Ramanujan College has been a great help. We see that there are so many changes happening around us, and being a teacher, we have to be aware of those changes that are coming in the field of education by means of technologies. The new teaching pedagogy with 4 C's: communication, creativity, collaboration, and critical thinking, along with the changes in the research methodology and technique, as well as methods of writing a research paper. These are all aspects which a teacher has to learn, which has a teacher has to renew their knowledge in these fields. Keeping in view these aspects, the program appears to be well structured. It has a mix of various components: technology, new pedagogy, research methodology, methods of writing a research paper, use of softwares, NAC evaluation system, administrative structure, role and responsibilities of the teachers, environment, and gender sensitivities. So far as the program is concerned, there were so many things that has been given in the module of the program, but the things that have attracted me very much are on the technological front, especially with the software that which of which we have little or no knowledge. In the COVID atmosphere, we need a mechanism to communicate with our students, the students who are not coming to the classroom. So, in this situation, how to connect with them? We find a software that has been taught to us by the FIP program was very helpful, and I think we should use these software in communicating with the students, in giving them materials, making giving them assignments, and making evaluation of their work. So one such tool is the Google Classroom. Besides the Google Classroom, we have certain other softwares which are very instrumental in giving our lectures or in giving the study materials to our students. Some such materials which the present day teachers ought to know, they should know, and they should use in their day-to-day life and day-to-day teaching methods to improve their teaching are softwares like Open Broadcast Software, that is OBS, OpenShot Video Editor, that is another one, Dotero, Google Scholar with the advanced search tool. These are all softwares which are instrumental in helping us to achieve our goal and to keep tune with the changing time. Having insight of a new teaching pedagogy in the form of blended classroom, flipped classroom, as well as the inclusive method of teaching. Gender sensitivities were heartening, learning them in FIP in the manner that we can adopt them in our teaching methodology to make it more learner centric. Now, the emphasis has been changed. We have to give much more priority to the learners, to the students, and not as a teacher, not as a dominant personality in the class, but as a co-learner, giving them assignment and how to help them to find the answers of the problem that has been given to them. We have to respect them, we have to give, instead of being dominant in the class, which has been the earlier method, now we have to change our attitude, our aptitude, and we have to make students attain their objectives for which they are coming to the class. Because the thing is that the technology is available to every one of us. Now knowledge is not the power which one person can claim to have. It has been disseminated, everyone has the knowledge, but the thing is how to use that knowledge in a proper way so that the energies of the student can be channelized. This we have learned in the teaching pedagogy of blended classroom, flipped classroom, as well as inclusive classroom. How we have to take care of the slow learners, how we have to keep in mind various discriminative forces, and how we have to give voice to each and every person, whether he is a majority from majority community or from the minority community. These all things that we learn in the FIP are going to help us and broaden our view with towards the teaching. The module on environment was appealing to create an attitude of encouraging the practice of promoting sustainable development. There are a lot of scope in the universities there where we can use sustainable methods and we can make the teaching much more environment friendly. Now, most of the institutions are evaluated by NAC on the basis of their performance. NAC is an institution which was established in 1994 with the view of accreditation and assessment of the various institutions and granting them grade. On the basis of those grades, students decide to which college to make their choice easier. And for this, NAC has given 7 criteria. These criteria have been expressed very well in the module, and we have came through the understanding how NAC functions, what are the things that NAC looks for, and what are the areas that we should strengthen to get as much as good score in the process of accreditation and assessment by the NAC. Coming to next, the module on research methodology, especially with the uh, qualitative research has been very illuminating. The 3 methods of qualitative research that has been delineated, the case study and the ethnography. In fact, it is the ethnography which carries much more weight in the field of qualitative research. And it also pointed out how qualitative research is different from the quantitative research where data the quantity of data matters much more. Here, the quantity is not relevant, but the context is much more important, and this we have learned from this program. Coming to the further, we find that the most interesting aspect of the module was that on the stress management, which I consider to be the gem of the program, stress, which is creating problems for the teachers as well as students in the COVID situation. How to cope up with the stress, with the calamity that has fallen upon us. Beside those calamity, the advancement of technology and the people who are not techno friendly, how they are facing the stress, that and how to reduce that stress through resilience. That aspect has been the gem of the program. But the another thing that this program has added, and that which has been much more productive, I feel, is the live session of interaction of the participants with the organizing committee. But here I would like to point out that this participation or this program could have been made much more productive had there been a live interactions with the participants also. I know there was the time constraint, but had it been planned, although with the few numbers, it would have been much better. But to compensate that, I think that the discussion forum provided on the Telegram is making the loss that we found in the open interaction to be folded up. So overall, we find this FIP program a very constructive, and we are taking a lot of new things from here and to improve our teaching pedagogy as well as techniques that we use to teach students. Now we are came we are here to understand that the role of teachers has been changed from the past. With the advancement of the technology, the teacher's role has become that of a facilitator, and he is not a dominant personality in the class. Rather, he is a co-learner and is learning along with the students. Because remember, if you stop learning, the day you stop learning, that very day you become a dead person. Thank you.